Hey there. Season 13 of Ace of Spades and season 3 of Aces Wild. Glad you could join me. I think we have a great year ahead of us. Very encouraged by the draft. I'm not sure how many times we're going to get to do this season, but I wanted to make sure I jumped on and did a quick draft review. Real quick. Gonna make it a little quicker and dirtier, which I know most of you guys are about the quick and dirty. So I just wanted to go over draft results with y'all. Alright, I'm going to start from the bottom of the draft, and that would be my good friend Tim, Team Black Magic. Tim, what the hell were you thinking? Two great keepers, Julio and Allen Robinson, and you spend the next 100 on quarterbacks, which is great and all, but then you start spending money instead of on running back on more receivers, and then as soon as the draft's over, you're asking people to trade your running backs. You end up coming away from the draft with Jay Stu and Gio Bernard as your starting two running backs. So for that, I give you a D. You have good players on your team, you just didn't fill out the roster. I don't know. Maybe you'll figure it out. Devonta Booker looks good. Who knows? Who knows what will happen out there? Moving on up a little bit, I have, with the C-, Connor McPeak. Connor, $44 on Roethlisberger. You know I got Andrew Luck for $46, right? Alright? You spent $62 on Le'Veon Bell to keep him. You could have got him for $20 cheaper probably in the damn draft. I just can't agree with a lot of these maneuvers. Your receivers, I'm just looking at notes here, so I'm going to tell you your receivers are, in this order, John Brown, Marcus Wheaton, Will Fuller, Phil Dorsett, and Josh Doctson. So while eventually you might be able to start a team that actually has 2 or 3 receivers on the field, I guess for now you're going to roll with John Brown and Marcus Wheaton. I mean, come on, man. What the hell? Good luck. Best of luck. See how it goes. Moving up a step. This is going into the C category. CC. Speaking of C's. CC. No, sorry. Primetime is Quay. I don't know why I put CC at primetime. Primetime is Quay. And I give Quay a C for same thing. Dude, you walked away from the draft with a QB that wouldn't start for 4 weeks. What if you started 1 and 3? Just because of that. And now I'm going off the draft grades here, not the where you're at now. I know you picked up Wentz, so I mean it's a good move overall. But I'm just going to grade based on drafts here, and you walked away majorly at risk and opening yourself up to crazy trade offers from Tyler. But yeah, I mean, you went Dallas heavy. You got Dez, Zeke, Gronk. I mean, this looks like a very Quay draft to me, and D-Hop at a very affordable price. So you have some good players there. We'll see what happens. I think your RB2 and your flex are a little weak, but who knows whether that develop too. So the next C was Tyler Bordenberg, number 2 last year in the league. TV. I got one question for you, man. And this was brought up to me by someone that scored a C- this year, so something's not right here in the math. But you didn't keep Cam for $38, and you spent $31 on Dalton, $20 on Dak Prescott. Dude, you spent over $100, I believe, in quarterbacks. Let's see, 31, 30, 20. That's 81. Who else? You had somebody else. Matt Ryan. Yeah, you spent over 100. Matt Ryan for 21, and Jared Goff for $1. You spent over $100 on quarterbacks, but wouldn't keep Cam for 38. I don't get it. And your receiving core is solid, but not. Do you have a true number 1 there? You got, Macklin, Floyd, and Cobb. So, I don't know. And Charles, a little iffy on the injury front. If he's good to go, him and Peterson could be pretty dope. But it's also not, 2010. So, we'll see what happens there. But, yeah. C for Tyler. The next C is Dave Warner. Let's see where you're at. Let's see where you're at, other guy. Breeze at 51. Okay. What else do I have? What are my notes here? Balanced, but no wow factor is my notes. Okay. So you got Tannehill and Breeze. Breeze is a wow factor. But after that, I mean, we're looking at, you're going to trot out at running back Langford and some combination of Matt Jones and Justin Forsett and Bilal Powell. I mean, all right. Yeah, you can make that work. Marshall. Oh, no, you got DeMarco. Okay, so DeMarco's in that mix, too. I mean, still, that's not... Yeah. We'll see what happens. At receiver, Marshall, Landry, Torrey Smith. Is the 3? Can that be right? No, T.Y. Hilton is 3. Okay. Yeah, T.Y. Landry. That's not bad. Pretty good. You have a C+. I mean, Miss Strewer would tell you, you know, that you're passing, but I mean, are you doing anything exquisite? I don't know. We'll see what happens this year. Another C+. I had going to Kyle Fallhaber, Squirrels. Kyle seemed happy with this draft. I know he went with his like 3, you know, reliable QBs, vets, Palmer, Cutler, and Rivers at like, you know, median prices. He overpaid a little bit for Rivers, maybe according to the market, but everyone kind of thought the mid-tier quarterbacks went higher than they thought, and that the high-tier quarterbacks went lower than they thought. From talking to Richie, Pimpus, Kyle, a bunch of guys I talked to after the draft, Rob, we all kind of were shocked by that. So I think that's a Rivers case there. But I said the same thing I said for Dave Warner here: just balance, no wow. So you're going to trot out Anderson and Forte and Chris Ivory, Rashad Jennings. So, you know, Anderson and Forte could be dynamic if all things go right. And, I mean, you kept Fitz for 8. I guess it's cheaper than you would have got him. I don't know. Are you even going to start Fitz this year? I mean, often? I don't know. We'll see. You got Cooks, Matthews, Sterling Shepard. Yeah, you're probably going to start Fitz. All right. Okay, I'm going to move on from this team. At C, another C+, I have Rob Zirkle. I'm sure he's not going to be happy about this. He thinks he loves his team. I heard he got the inside scoop. He loves his team. But he went out and drafted 5 QBs. He's got unproven Melvin Gordon, perhaps a 2-down running back at his RB2. And his flex, I mean, like, who is he flexing? So let's just look at this real quick. Again, I'm not going with what he's picked up or changes he's made, but I'm looking at the draft here. He's going to start, it looks like, Gurley and Gordon at running back. Sorry, I'm doing this like without looking at the lineups. Amari and his keeper Beckham at receiver. So that's going to leave his flex to be some combo of James White, Kevin White, TJ Yeldon. Not terrible. Okay, I mean, that's all he has on his roster right now, really. Those 3, they could be flex options. So, like, I don't know, are you trying to trot that into the year? And then his quarterbacks are underwhelming, even though he has 5 of them. I guess a Mariota, Osweiler, or as Richie calls him, Brock Eisweiler. You know, that could be something special. Or maybe Garoppolo gets on a heater in the first 4 games. That could work. No, let's not kid ourselves with Bradford. Okay. So moving on to 3 C+. I already did a C. I did some C-. Let's get into some B-. I got a B-. I gave myself a B-. Nano Bubbles. Name is going to change, actually, by the way. I'm going to break some news right here. I think this is going to be the name. If you're listening and not watching, you're going to want to see this right now. I'm about to unveil the team name on my chest. Could be anything. There's been a lot of things on my chest before. Revenge. Oh yeah. We're coming for it. This game is classic. Most of you guys know what I'm talking about. And I think it's going to be my moniker this year. So watch out for me. Give myself a B-. I look over my roster, and I definitely overspent on RG3. I saw what some guys were getting for QBs later at $20, and, you know, I got trigger happy, and I kind of wanted to take care of quarterback early, and he was a guy I really liked as like a second, maybe third QB, and so I just went on him. It kind of freed me up to do some other things later, but yeah, I mean, I overspent on him. I hear you on that. I think I have good receiver and running back depth. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I have Latavius Murray as my third running back, David Johnson, Devonta Freeman, Duke Johnson. So I think 4-3, depends on how you view Duke Johnson, but 4 startable running backs, and then Alshon, Jordy, if Jordy's healthy, like we think he is, Moncrief, and then a couple flyers. So I mean, I think my flex will be good, and I think my starters will be good. So I give myself a B-. I mean, I think RG3 is my misstep. So we'll just see if he plays like I thought he was gonna play, and if I paid too much or not. Pimpus, I have you as a B-. Let's just make sure I see your team here as I'm talking. Wrath of Brady. My note is that your D'Angelo pickup late was smart because it covers up your RB2 weakness for a few weeks. You even said this to me. You said that'll let me kind of figure out what I need to do with that spot. It buys me a few weeks, which is great. I mean, he's an RB1 projected, obviously, while he's starting. So, and who knows what he'll do for the rest of the year if you hang on to him. I think your QBs need to play like they did last year or better, which is a big if when we're talking about Fitz and Tyrod Taylor. I like them both, honestly, but we need them to like produce at a level that they did last year. Who else you have on your roster? QB, McCown. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna need those guys to play. I think you have AJ every year, like you said, and your RB2. Let's just talk about RB2 real quick, since that's what I said it covered up. D'Angelo is covering up some combo of Woodhead, Sproles, Blunt, T. West. So if one of those guys emerges, then you're fine. Or if you find someone else, Ingram's your number one. But if you find someone else, that'll work. So you get a B-. By the way, I didn't come away with any A grades, so everyone's pretty close. No one huge wow factor. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm getting grumpier. I don't know. Another B- that I had. CC. Let's find you here. Squeeze out another one. Okay, so you waited late on your QBs. I think those were 2 of like maybe the 5 guys you were targeting all draft anyway, so I don't think it was like you got priced into them. I think you really wanted them. I thought they went for a little more than they like should have. I think they're good. Like I said, I believe that you were targeting them, so I had no fault for going to get them. I just think I don't know. I spent like $9 more for luck. I don't know. I mean, maybe, and either of them could outthrow luck and shit. Anything can happen. So they're just like the guys that were going $10 more that we view as like those guys that really are going to compete for QB1 potentially this year. I don't know. That's my own thought. But you probably have faith that those guys are going to do it, or that your team's going to make up in other areas. So I'll let that be that. I think you have a weak RB2. I believe you're starting Frank Gore like if the season were to begin right now, which it's about to. I think you have a ton of wide receiver depth from what I remember. Evans, Crabtree, Lockett, Benjamin, Edelman, your keepers. Yeah, so. And then I think Eifert was a smart pickup, and then you went out and I think you had to pick up someone afterwards. Maybe my boy the Outlaw. Can't remember. But, yeah, I mean, it's a solid draft. I think your team has a lot of upside, even with guys like Lockett, Henry, seem like guys that could be a lot more for than what you paid for them. So, yeah, B-. The other B, this is a B, might surprise you. It's Fast Fingers Paulie. I just thought that he actually had decent starters. Like I looked at like his potential starting lineup, and I really don't like his bench very much. but I thought like his top line plus like one was pretty decent, and like that, I don't know, I was like, oh, okay, all right. And he had guys that like really could almost be like position winners. So I don't know. I actually like what I saw there. I don't know that everyone would agree with me on this grade, but I had Paul at a B. He's gonna walk out Russ Wilson. Russ Wilson and Joe Flacco, has Romo later, if. And then he's got Greg Olsen, Lamar Miller, Doug Martin, and Jeremy Hill. And then at receiver, he's trotting out Golden Tate, Doug Baldwin, Demaryius Thomas as his starters. I just think like he has two running backs I like decently. It looked like nobody wanted Doug Martin in the draft, so I'm sure you guys don't necessarily agree with me, but like I think either his running backs could be top 5. He's got what I believe is a top 5 tight end. He's got a top 5 QB. His receivers probably aren't touching top 5, any of them, but so maybe that's his area of weakness. But I mean, they're all like solid, and they're all like potentially big play guys. Now, I think his depth is suspect. So maybe I shouldn't have given him a B, but I did these as quick as I could to get this out and move on. But that was pretty good, Paul. Now the real shocker. I just wanted to. This guy sent me bribes to pay for his team rating. He's completely kind of walked over the ethical boundaries of my journalistic standards, but I really actually think his team's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a B+, which is my highest grade in the draft. I feel like he's just been like reading like I don't know, weird outlets. Like, I don't know how Richie even knows Tajay Sharp exists, honestly, but he does, and he got him for $1 at the right point in the draft. He got a lot of guys that I like. I think his lineup's pretty good. Richie's gonna start. I'm gonna run it down for you real quick because he's my highest grade, so I'm just gonna give you his lineup. Richie at a B+ gets Aaron Rodgers and Blake Bortles as his starters. Pretty good. At receiver, he's gonna trot out Keenan Allen, which I love, and Marvin Jones, which has a lot of upside. And then he's got Tajay. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Back that up 1 second. Marvin Jones isn't even necessarily in the starting lineup as a receiver. Antonio Brown and Keenan Allen are his 1 and 2. Wow, that changes things. Okay, at running back, he's got Rawls, and then some mixture. This is where he gets a little weak. Probably Ryan Matthews there, but maybe some mixture of Crowell, Rob Kelly, Spencer Ware, McKinnon. I think all those are actually really astute pickups of guys that like could be used a lot more than people are thinking. This team's pretty well built for like just good, solid, weak scoring points, but also upside too, in my opinion. And I think he could have a couple developers on the bench, and the guys that don't develop, you're going to know right away. Like, I mean, if Rob Kelly's a fluke, you cut him and you move on, and you free up that bench spot. So, I don't know. I really like Richie's team. I hate to say it. Bringing the revenge on your ass this year, Richie. Dude, I outscored you, or Pimpus even outscored all of us. We outscored you by like 300 points last year. Your team just peaked at the right time. I guess that's why they call you McPeak. So, yeah, sip of beer, man. We get a little choked up thinking about last year's loss. At least I placed. Got a little bit of money back. This year, we're bringing that revenge. Gonna drop some jackknife power bombs on you.
Wait a minute! He jackknife power bomb! Could this be it? 1, 2, 3! The streak is over!
I don't even remember what Raven's special move was, honestly. You guys remember what Raven's special move was? I think it was something about like going to sleep or something, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll insert it right here in the video. Alright, so that covers it for week 1 of Aces Wild. I know this has been a super long recording. I'm going to keep it kind of raw compared to normal. Used to cut it up a lot, but I just wanted to get this one out there. Get you guys excited about Ace of Spades 2016. Glad you're all back. It's a fun league for me. I love all you guys, and hoping that you have some success this year, although hope it's not against me. So best of luck on the digital gridiron, and may all of your football fantasies come true. Take care, boys. Signing off.